Your pepper seeds have germinated. They've sprouted their first 2 sets of true leaves, and it's time to move them on to larger pots. Welcome to part 2 of the pepper seeding series, where we take pepper plants right from seed all the way till final harvest. Let's get these guys out of the seedling trays and into larger pots, both for sale and for transitioning into the garden for summer. The standard pot size in the industry to move seedling plugs into are the 4-inch square pots. You can fit 18 of these guys per 10 by 20 tray, and they are an ideal size in terms of space, cost, weight, and size of the plant that they will support. You're going to want to fill your pots with a light quality organic potting mix. Once filled to the top, take another empty pot and compress that soil down about 30%. This is to eliminate any air gaps in the soil and to provide a solid base for the new seedlings to be planted into. After compressing the soil, simply top off those pots with the same mixture. Finally, give that tray a shake and remove any obvious debris, and we're almost ready to pot. Now, 18 of these guys take a surprising amount of soil. So if you're doing multiple trays, be warned that you could burn through your soil supply. Because we are potting super young seedlings, coming from the moistest and most optimal conditions, it only makes sense to pre-soak our pots for about 2 hours. This will also aid in helping us make those holes to receive the plugs and or plants. When potting up young seedlings coming from a seedling tray, we have 2 types of holes that we can make. A smaller one for bare-rooted seedlings, and a larger one for full-size plugs. Let us start with the full plug. Begin by prying out that plug firmly but carefully with a large flathead screwdriver. Dig right down to the bottom, ensuring you get the plug in one piece and also along the side to prevent any damage to the young plant. Place that plug as deep as possible into that hole and then pinch the soil around the stem until it's fully planted. Plant these guys deep, as being a nightshade, they will send out adventitious roots right from their stems. This accelerates their growth potential. Next, we have the bare-rooted seedlings, which normally would occur when you have multiple plants growing in a single cell. Pry that plug out the very same way you did before, and gently pull apart the 2 or more plants that make up that plug. Again, place those plants as deep as possible in that hole, while ensuring that all those roots make it into the hole if your plants are a little bit more advanced. These guys here are a bit small, so I don't really have that problem. Cinch those holes together, making sure those baby peppers are good and snug. Whichever way you choose to pot these guys up, the end result is still the same. With the 4-inch pot setup and 10 by 20 trays, lining these guys up assembly line style is a snap. You can knock out dozens of these trays with multiple varieties of plants in under 2 hours. And 4 of these trays take up less than 48 inches of rack space. It really is the ideal size to move your seedlings up to. So when potting up your young pepper plants, seriously consider the standard 4-inch nursery pot. Finally, you're still going to need to baby these guys, at least for the next 3 to 4 weeks, or longer, depending on how early in the season you've started them. So place them back indoors under ideal greenhouse type conditions. And as always, label those trays. Hey, stay tuned for part 3, the final video in the series, where we transition these guys outside, care for them, and set them up for maximum harvest. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. If you're getting value in this and the other series that I'm doing on YouTube, hit those like, share, and subscribe buttons if you'd be so kind, and I'll see you in the next video.